Hey guys, I'm already get it back again. Happy holidays as always. Welcome back to another uh, theme Q&A. Theme Q&As I run on my Patreon for all members to deliver questions of a certain theme, what it is. I had posted this on December 11th, and the theme is probably one of my favorite video game franchises, Devil May Cry. I was like, yeah, let's do a Devil May Cry theme Q&A, and got a pretty decent amount of questions from a lot of people. 4 questions for each, and I see a lot of people followed the rules, didn't name, put the same number, the same question over. From what I read, I didn't read all of them, but I'm glad to see that. So we're gonna kick this off, and we're gonna start off with, as you can see, here's the questions. You can see the questions here. You probably can't really see it, but yeah, I got the questions right here. So here we go. We're gonna start off with Quentin Blake, and his first question is: if they do a live-action Devil May Cry movie, who should play Dante? Okay, who should play Dante? First and foremost, it would have to be an actor who can bring the same charisma that Dante has. You know, he's jovial, he's charismatic. He's like the Muhammad Ali of video game characters. Talks a lot of trash, but he backs it up. For me personally, who can I see? And it also depends on how old you want it to be. Do you want it to be a 20-something-year-old or someone in their 30s? I'm blanking out on names or somebody who I think could pull off Dante. You know, I really am. I would most likely would love just an unknown, maybe. Unknowns are always good to me. Unknowns who are just coming in. Because to me, unknowns most of the time appreciate the role a lot more and will go into the lore of that character more than a well-known actor or actress. That's just me personally. I'm not saying that that's always like that. So as of right now, I'm gonna just say an unknown actor. Your next question is, what should the Devil May Cry 6? What should Devil May Cry 6? Wait, hold on. What should the 6th Devil May Cry be about? Be about? Well, I don't know. I haven't heard any kind of talks of them already setting up production for a 6th Devil May Cry. I'd love to, I'd love to get another Devil May Cry game. It would be great to see. I would love to, get another one. When we last left off, pretty much Dante and Virgil are down in the underworld, pretty much protecting and from demons entering the world, and also fighting each other. It's just like these two. It's the funniest thing. But yeah, I mean, most likely if they did do another one, it would probably still be about Nero and Nico, and probably some new people. But yeah, I would love to see that. It'd be cool. It would really be cool. I would. Your next question is, if they do a comic book of Devil May Cry, what company should make it? If they did a Devil May Cry comic, I mean, they have done mangas and so on Devil May Cry. But you talking about a comic book series under an American or just a comic company in the States, more than likely it would probably be done by Udon Comics, because Udon seems to get all I think they have the Capcom property. So Udon is the people that do the Street Fighter comics, the Darkstalker comics, the Rival School comics. They've just recently put out a Final Fight comic. So yeah, it most likely be Udon. Most likely. Just saying. And your next question is, do you think Dante would survive DC versus Vampire Universe? Yes. Vampires, Dante, please. Yeah, right. They ain't gonna keep him down. Thank you, Blake, for the questions. Moving on to Eliza Hughes. Who is your favorite character? Dante, of course. Dante is my overall favorite character. I love Dante. You know, he's everything you want in a cool hero. You know, that's just what he is. He's just cool. He's fun. He's cool. He's a guy you look at and you'd be like, I'd have a beer with that guy. Like, you know, you go out with him. You know, it's just how he is. So thank you for that question. That was 5 questions so far. Next 4 questions come from Comic Guy J990. Asks me, did you watch the Devil May Cry anime? Absolutely. Absolutely I did. If I remember correctly, it took place in between 3 and 4. I think it was. It took place in between 3 and 4. The 3rd game and the 4th game. I could be wrong. Correct me on that. But it was fun. I enjoyed it very much. What's your favorite game in the franchise? My favorite game in the franchise would probably be the 3rd game. I love the 3rd game. That was my favorite. After when the 4th one came out, I was cool with that, you know. And when the 5th one is great too, but because that one, you know, nobody was expecting that until they dropped them trailers. But I love that. But the 3rd one is definitely because we got to see a young Dante. It was a younger Dante right before his business got big and all that other stuff. So we saw him younger and still coming into his own of his demonic powers and everything like that. But yeah, it was great. And, you know, that was the introduction of like Lady, you know, Mary, you know, things like that. So yeah, it was cool. It was cool. Your next question comes from is Dante one of your favorite half demons in fiction? Yes, he is. Or what you would call a Cambion, a Cambion. That's the other term for a half demon. Like Raven from Teen Titans. She's a half demon. But yeah, Dante is definitely my favorite because the thing about it is, even though he's half demon and even though he's a demon hunter and, you know, all that, you know, he's not brooding as much. That's the thing that sometimes I don't like when it comes to excuse me. They always go the route of, well, if they're half demon, that, like Blade, for example. Even though I don't consider Blade a vampire, I don't consider him a vampire. I think he's a vampire mutate, but not because his father's not a vampire, wasn't born a vampire. You know, get where I'm coming from. But most of the time when they do that, they always do like someone in their family was killed by their vampiric side or demonic side, or this is what made them. Dante's not like that. Even though his mother was killed by, still he's not like that. He doesn't let that brooding, that kind of subconscious brooding, I hate this, I'm gonna kill all. No, he just does what he does because he has in a sense, there is a responsibility of him. So yeah, that's the case. So yes, Dante is one of my favorites. Next question you ask is, does Devil May Cry have some of the best music in video games? I'd definitely say it's up there. Definitely. Devil May Cry brings that nude metal, you know, rock. It's great, you know. Devil May Cry 3 had some banging music. I love that one. And even the music that they promoted for Devil May Cry 5, Devil Trigger. I love that song. That song was great, you know. One of my favorite lyrics in there is, how it go, the vocals she sings, how goes it? She said, "I'm a bomb you can't defuse. Try accept that you're gonna lose." And stuff like that is cool. The lyrics are really, if you listen to it, it just screams like, yeah, I love that. You know, the devil triggers and stuff like that. It's cool because, you know, Virgil and Dante, you know, they can tap into their demonic side and they become more demon looking and things like that, which is cool. You know, so and even Nero could do it, which is interesting too because, you know, Nero is Virgil's son. But yeah, Devil May Cry definitely has some great music. Great. It is up there. So thank you, Comic Guy. Next up, we have Jalen Bullseye Collins. He asks me, how did you feel about Nero when he first appeared? I was cool. I was cool with him. Didn't hate him. I didn't hate the character. I mean, you know, I didn't feel the same way that I used to feel remember when Raiden first came into Metal Gear and you had to play with him all through the game instead of Snake. You know, I was a little pissed off about that. But with Nero, I was cool with it. But even with that, even saying that, you know, they tried to play off the whole concept of, you know, oh, Dante turned to the dark side. You know, Dante turned to the dark side. It's kind of the same way what Capcom did with it looked like what they did with Chris Redfield. Like he turned evil. I'm like, I was pissed off about that. I was like, no, y'all didn't. Don't do that. But no, it was a cool twist. And even then, I'm looking at Nero. I'm like, whose child is he? I was instantly. I'm like, whose child is he? Whose child is he? I'm like, he's got to be related to. You know, he's got to be related to Dante or Virgil. I was always saying that. I'm like, white hair. He's not human. He can't be human. You know, stuff like that. I'm looking at the hair. I'm looking at everything. I'm like, he's got to be somebody's child. And later on, by the next game, they finally acknowledged what I already knew. What I'm sure a lot of people knew, that he's Virgil's son. And Dante is his uncle. Next up question. What's your least favorite game in the franchise outside and in the core franchise? He's saying, okay. He's not talking about the remake, because I would have said the remake real quick, that game. My least favorite is Devil May Cry 2. I thought it was a little too easy. It felt like Dante had lost himself in that game. What I mean by that, he felt a little too mature. It felt like Dante in that game felt like what a lot of fans said about how Axel Foley felt in Beverly Hills Cop 3. You know, he wasn't hustling and doing all the things that we love about Axel Foley. He felt way too mature. And I get where people was coming from with that. And with Dante and Devil May Cry 2, yeah, he did feel like he was way more mature, and I was just like, nah, this ain't Dante. And yeah, it was way too easy. The game was way too easy. So yeah, that's my least favorite. Your third question is, what Marvel character would you cross over Dante with? I knew one of y'all were gonna come with some Marvel questions. Or I love a good crossover. You all know that. If it was me crossing over Dante with a Marvel character, there's a couple. Definitely Blade would be great. Doctor Strange, the Midnight Suns, Ghost Rider, Moon Knight would be cool. I'll throw Mooney up in there. Mooney. And I would most likely stick with the supernatural characters, like Man-Thing, Werewolf by Night, all those characters that have supernatural background. I would try to stay away from like the bigger name characters, but if I was writing it, Marvel would probably say, hey man, like let's do some of the well-known characters like Wolverine or somebody like that. And I would fight them on it too. I was like, no, I want the supernatural characters. I want Doctor Strange, I want Clea, I want this and that. You Blade, people like that. That would just me. But those are a couple. And you only asked 3 questions. Thank you, Jalen, for those 3 questions. Moving on to another one of my Patreon, because these are all Patreons. Mr. Spartan. And he asks me, doesn't Dante have a favorite food? Yes, he does. His favorite food are pizza and strawberry milkshake. If you look in the games, that's what he's always eating. He's always eating pepperoni pizza, and he's got a strawberry milkshake on the side. So that's his favorite. So if you want to get in good with Dante, bring him up a pie and a strawberry milkshake. You be good. Your next question is, are you ready for the Devil May Cry Netflix series? Absolutely. Because I've loved the Castlevania, and when I saw that trailer for Devil May Cry, I was like, hell yeah! Now this is great. This is the Dante I've been looking forward to. Don't get me wrong, I love the anime, but I'm looking forward to seeing how they play this one off as well. So it should be cool. It should be really, really cool, really, really fun. And those are all the questions you asked. Thank you, Mr. Spartan. We move on to the Yin and Yang lad, and he asks me, doesn't Trish look like Dante and Virgil's mother? Yes, Trish does look like Dante and Virgil's mother, Eva. Looks just like her. That's kind of scary. That's really scary. So if you watch the first game, you see, when they first are introduced, when Trish pretty much throws a motorcycle at. She stabs Dante, throws a motorcycle at him. Now he's got his own sword in him, and he shoots the gun, and he just pulls the sword out, just tells Trish, look, I've been in control of my demonic power since I was 8 years old. Didn't hurt him, didn't he? It's just like, it takes a lot to kill Dante, but yeah, Trish does look like Dante and Virgil's mother, Eva, just like her. Trish is a demon herself, and in the beginning she was being controlled, but later on she's not. That's why they still together now. They're like friends or more. Next question you asked me in the Yang lad is, were you surprised Nero is the son of Virgil? No. Like I said before, no, I wasn't. I wasn't surprised. I wasn't at least surprised at that. I was always suspecting that he was related to either Virgil or Dante. I'm like, or it was he's related to them, he's either their son, or I was like, or I basically said Sparta got busy with another woman on the side. He got busy. He must have had another fling with somebody else before Eva, or in general. But no, I was like, it was easy to know. They didn't make it hard. They didn't at all. That was your third question. Your third question is, Dante's sword is badass. If you could, would you get a replica of it? Yes, I plan to get that. His rebellion sword, I plan to get a replica of that. There are replica swords of several fictional characters that I want to have in a collection, because I want to collect swords more than guns or something like that. I love swords. I have a katana over there on my side. But yeah, I want to get Conan's Iborian sword. I want to get the Sword of Omens. I want to get He-Man's sword. I want the Master Sword. Lynx's sword. Yeah, and Dante's sword. I definitely want. The Rebellion. I would want that. Great. Thank you for that questions. We move on to Solomon the Hooded. And Solomon asks me, do you think the franchise could go on without Dante? Good question. That is a very interesting question. Um, yes, 50-50. I would say yes and no, because at the end of the day, Dante is still the so great. He is the protagonist of that franchise, and sure, the last two games, they focused on Nero, but still, Dante was in it. You can't. It would be tough. I think fans would not really accept it too much. It's like doing a Ninja Gaiden game without Ryu Hayabusa. You see what I'm saying? And we got that with Ninja Gaiden Yaibio, or I forgot the name of it, and it was a Ninja Gaiden based game based on a different ninja who had a grudge to settle with Ryu, because Ryu kept beating him and he kept going after him, and I'm like, it's fun, but it's like, you're not beating the ultimate ninja. Come on, please. So yeah, it's 50-50 with me. 50-50. Your next question is, do you want a Devil May Cry 6? Yes. I love another game. I love another game. I would love another game. I have most of the games in my collection as it is. I got 3, I got 4, 5. I don't own the first one. That's the one I still need to put in my collection. But I've of course I played it, but never owned it. But yeah, I love Devil May Cry. So yeah, I would love it. Your next question is, I can't remember. No, excuse me. Well, I skipped the question. Sorry. Next question is, if Dante had a child, who would be the mother? If Dante had a kid, that'd be cool. I mean, if Dante had a child, I would more likely want it to be female. Virgil got the boy. Let's have Dante with the girl. Who would be the mother? To me, if I'm gonna go with someone's familiar, like a familiar supporting character, I'm probably gonna go Mary, Lady. With the bazooka. Maybe her, because she's gotten, like, she's not the way she used to be. Like, you can see she's gotten more in tune with herself, and it seems to be like she and Dante have some, I don't know, there were signs in that, and I'm like, are they together? Trish, no, hell no, because Trish looks like his mother, and that would be just creepy. Could you imagine your girlfriend, or your girlfriend, if you got a girlfriend, if you're a man, you got a girlfriend, or your girl, you got a boyfriend, and that spouse looks like your father or looks like your mother? That'd be creepy as hell. No, so I'm gonna go Mary. Okay, next up. And that, oh no. What is I can't remember the name of the man, of Devil May Cry creator. His name is Hideki Hideki Kamiya. Yeah, he created Devil May Cry. He also created Bayonetta. If I'm not mistaken, he created Devil May Cry after he failed at developing a Resident Evil game, I believe, something like that. It was something like that. He was trying to develop a Resident Evil game. I think it was for Resident Evil 4, because it almost seemed like Dante was going to be kind of like the character in the 4th game, and he kind of failed at it. So, but yeah, he's the creator of Devil May Cry, and he's the creator of Bayonetta and all those things. That's why they feel so similar when you look at Bayonetta, who is supposed to be a witch, and so it's cool. And I've seen pictures of him like younger, and he was a badass. He wore leather jackets and all. He looked cool. I was like, I can see where he probably got the the influence of Dante. It's pretty fun to see that. Thank you, Solomon, for the questions. Once again, his creator's name is Hideki Kamamiya. I'm probably butchered that last name. Is Kamiya. That's how he spells his last name. Moving on to Tim Dragon. Tim Dragon asks me, what's another video game franchise you'd like Devil May Cry to cross over with? Well, I got two that I would love to see. One, we'll go with Bayonetta, ladies first. I think Devil May Cry crossing over with Bayonetta would be cool. It would be great because they're created by the same person, and I would kill for a Devil May Cry Bayonetta crossover. Seeing Dante work with Bayonetta and how their relationship. I could see Dante trying to hit on her, all kinds of stuff. Like, come on, babe, like let's do this, and hey, let's go get some pizza and shakes, And then you can see Bayonetta says, ugh, like you actually eat pizza, something like that. Ugh, something like that'd be funny. And number two, of course, Devil May Cry, Ninja Gaiden. Call it Devil Gaiden or something like that. I would love to see Dante and Ryu Hayabusa, the ultimate ninja, leader of the Dragon Clan, team up to face demons. It'd be kind of like, you can actually do like an unlikely duo, like almost like a lot of buddy cop movies. Like they start out almost like they don't like each other, or one doesn't like each other. Like, you remember how, like, look how Riggs and Murtaugh turned. At first they didn't want to be together, but over time what happened? They were family, so yeah, things like that. It'd be great. Those are two franchises I would love. Your next question is, do you hate Virgil as a character? No, I don't hate him as a character as much. I get tired of that trend of, in certain games, or just mangas or anime, where brother hates brother, or for I don't know what reason, they're twins, so it's like, brother hates brother, they fight each other. Similar to the reason why I was tired of like Sesshomaru. I'm like, why are you hating Inuyasha for? Like, what the hell is wrong with y'all? You're brothers, like, and maybe it's because in my position that I am, when I see stuff like that, it's like I don't have that kind of relationship with my brothers. Like, I love my brother, so it's more like, yeah, I'll do anything for my brother if he needed me. Yeah, I'd take a bullet from him, no problem. But when I see stuff like that, it goes back to even when I was a kid, when I would watch, shows like Wonder Years and, movies like, Home Alone, and see Buzz, and, and I'm like, I don't never want to be an older sibling like that. That's just me. So I don't hate Virgil. I just feel that he can be a dick sometimes. Yeah, he can be a complete dick. And I'm just like, what the hell is your problem? Like, I don't hate him. I don't hate him. He's cool. He's a badass, but I'm just like, he could be such a dick sometimes. Like, your next question is, would you like another Devil May Cry prequel game starring Virgil and Dante's father, Sparta? Ooh, a Devil May Cry prequel starring Sparta, because we only get to see Sparta in the beginning of the first game. They talk about him turning from the demon world and protecting the human world. They call them the Demon Knight, the Dark Knight, things like that. I would love to see that, like, build up to, like, what made him turn. Why did he turn? What did he see? Was it just because he met Eva and he settled down with her and had kids, and then he created their two swords? Because yes, Sparta created his the swords for Virgil and Dante. So yeah, I would love to see that, play a game like that. That would be cool. Yo, Capcom, you got a customer right here that buy it. I would love to see that. You could say maybe it's too late now, but yeah, I'd love to see it. I would have loved to see it. That'd be cool. And your next question is, what would Dante say to Inuyasha if they met? Well, I think Dante could understand a lot where Inuyasha comes from, depending on where we take it. If we take it from Inuyasha before he and Kagome had kids, yeah, I can understand Dante basically saying, like, look, man, like, I get it, you know, you're half demon, and you know, you want to, you know, I somewhat understand where you may want to be full blood, or you want to get rid of your humanity, but at the end of the day, you know, it is what it is, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, I can see where it comes from with that, but it'd be cool. I would love that indeed. You'd probably say some other stuff that would just, like, chill out, relax, like, you know, you gotta live your life, not vicariously through your dad, but you know, I can see Dante dropping some knowledge, but being Dante about it. Yeah. So thanks, Tim, for those questions. Next on the list, we move on to Lorenzo Smalls. You're killing me, Smalls. How you doing, Lorenzo? Your first question is, do you wish Lucia was back in the games? For anybody who doesn't know, she was one of the main characters in the second game. Not really. I mean, she was an interesting character, but to me, she just felt like she wasn't really. She shouldn't have been a part of the Devil May Cry universe. She just felt up, like, I don't know, she didn't feel like she was a part of it, you know. It was interesting, but, you know, I don't think, I mean, it would have been nice, maybe a cameo of her in later games, but not really. What's your opinion on V? He was interesting. When they introduced him in the 5th game, you know, I was already kind of suspicious of him. I'm like, who is this? And then you find out that he is basically Virgil's humanity, like Virgil's human side. Like, you know, I always thought he just looked sick. I'm like, he walks around with a cane. He's always kind of hunched over. He's always like hunched over. Even when he turned, it's like he was sickly. But he was fine. I liked his familiars. You know, the raven familiar, eagle, the jaguar, and the big golem that he used. They were cool. But yeah, I wasn't. He was fun. And then when you find out later what he was, and it's like, okay, excuse me. But he was cool. Next question, what's your opinion on Nico Goldstein? I like her. Nico was great. She is the granddaughter of Nell Goldstein, the woman the blacksmith, the gunsmith that created Ebony and Ivory. Dante's guns, Ebony and Ivory. Um, she was great, and it's funny how I don't think I heard her in Japanese what she sounds like, but when you hear her in English, you would not expect that southern drawl to come out of some. She just didn't look like she had a southern drawl. Like she has a, she has a Texas drawl. Like, I got you covered, asshole. Like, things like, you know, or things like when she's like, I got a new arm for you. She just has that real southern drawl, and see that bad? I made that arm for him so he can kick demon ass. It's funny. But I like the fact that she's the one that made Nero's arm. She after he got it ripped off. So it's cool. She's good at what she does, and she's cool. But it's just the voice. When I look at her, I'm like, I don't picture a southern drawl coming out of her. That's just me personally. And what I'm really what I really was happy about was the amount of people I've seen cosplay as her. It just shows that she connected with a lot of fans of the franchise and connected with a lot of people who liked her character. I love seeing that. I love seeing when a character can connect with so many people, and they see that. So that was cool. Nico was great. Nico's good. Your next question: who's your favorite supporting character in the franchise? That's tough because everybody performed well as a supporting. It's tough because everybody who was a supporting character in the franchise did their thing. They whether it's Trish, Lady, Nell, Nico, all of them. They all provided great support as a great supporting character. So I can't really decide on who was the best. But they all did their part. I love Trish. I love Lady. I love Nico. Nico. Her personality is just it's out there, but it's great. She. I love Nico. It will probably come down to Nico. I think it will be Nico. I think it is Nico. Nico. She geeks out. Like remember when she geeked out when she saw Dante? She's like, "Whoa, you're Dante." She's like, my grandmother was Nell Goldstein, the gunsmith that crafted your weapons. It was great. It's like you can see she geeks out. I love that. It's cool. So thank you, Lorenzo, for that. Next questions come from Son of Light VX. He asks me, if you read, would you read a Devil May Cry comic under Image Comics? And who would be the creative team if so? Okay, that's just one question. Oh, two. Okay. Would I read a Devil May Cry comic under Image Comics? Yes, I would. Yeah, I'm a supporter of indie comics, but I love Devil May Cry, so yeah, I would read it. In terms of if it was up to me, a creative team, artist wise, I'm going Mike Deodato. One of my favorite artists in comics, and his dark shades and everything would work perfectly. Either that or David Finch would work even better. It would work as just as good. I know the Finches very well. They're good people. Writer wise, that's tougher. Anybody who can write a good supernatural comic. James Tilian, the fourth, I would put up there. I think he could do a good job. I could see more artists than writers, but Tilian definitely. I could even put Ron Garney up there. His artwork would work. not sure. I don't think he plays the games, but uh, there's a couple of people I can see. There's a bunch, but yeah, the artist wise is much better for me. Writer, I'm thinking of Tillian because he does good horror comics. Anybody who does a good like horror supernatural based comic would be great. So thank you. No, whoop. Wait, hold on. Just want to make sure. Okay, nope. And the last 4 questions come from Comic Freak X. Hey Francis, how you doing, man? The first question. You know what? Okay, let's do this question. Did you like the Ninja Theory Devil May Cry game? No, I didn't. I didn't care for it. I didn't. And you know, there's just reasons for it. One, I thought it was just personally too early to be remaking a franchise because that came out in 2013. Correct me. And the last Devil May Cry in the main universe came out 2008. So yeah, okay, 5-year difference. So what? But it's like 5 years and you're already doing a remake. I didn't care for that. I thought I didn't like the design of that Dante. You know, I just felt he looked sickly. He did. He looked like a druggie. I didn't care for that. He looked like a drug addict. I was like, yeah, he looked druggy. They weren't demons. They think they were half angels in this one. I didn't mind that. That was fine. To me, Capcom kept promoting that like this version of Dante. That's Dante. So whenever Dante would show up in like other games up until then, like, you know, that was the Dante. They were trying to push that, like, this is the Dante. I'm like, the hell it is. Get it out of here. You know, I just didn't care for it. I really didn't. I'm not saying I didn't play it, but I was just like, no, this isn't for me. You know, if it had came out maybe if it was like maybe 8 years, it came out 8 years or so, then I would have maybe, but I couldn't accept it. I just couldn't get behind that Ninja Theory. Now, I like Ninja Theory too, but it's just like, nah, that's not working. Your next question is, do you believe Dante loves his brother even though Virgil tries to kill him? Yeah, I think he does. I think he does. I think he, you know, even though, you know, Virgil, like I said, can be a dick, and but I think he does. I think Dante does love his brother. I mean, there's gotta be. They're twins. Next question comes from. Next question. What was Dante and Virgil's mother's name is Eva, correct? Yes. That's her. Eva. Eva's her name. And she had children with Sparta, and he took on a human form, and hence that the twins were born. And the next question you ask is, would you have played a game just starring Trish and Mary? Yeah, I would have played a game like a game that like a Devil May Cry side story, side quest game where it's just Trish and Mary. You know, I'd have played it. Yeah, I would have played it very much. It'd have been fun. I think it would have been fun. And last but not least, it's sad that the Devil May Cry. It's sad that the voice actor of Dante, passed away. Did he pass? I think he did, or I think he passed. Let me make sure. I think he did. I want to make sure. Uh, no, he didn't. He didn't pass. He didn't pass. Yeah, no, he didn't pass. He he's retiring. He retired from because his name was Ruben Langdon. Ruben Langdon. He passed away. I believe now. Um, I believe I'm not sure. So he didn't pass. Johnny Yun Bosch will voice him in will voice Dante in the Netflix series. And shouts out to Johnny Yun Bosch. He's done such a great job voicing so many great characters from Nero to Ichigo Kurosaki, Vash the Stampede, you name it. He's done such a great job. He's done such a great job at voice. So I'm happy for Johnny and Bosch. You would think, oh, no more Power Rangers. You would think, oh, he met, Power Rangers, his character, but he came back, and Johnny Young Bosch can sing too, so he's good. So I'm happy for him. But no, the Ruben Langdon did not die. I'm gonna make sure about that. That's why I had to check. I was like, I don't think he died. No, he's alive. I think he just retired from acting, which is sad but I really enjoyed him as Dante's voice for the games. So if they do make another game, they're gonna have to find someone else to voice him. But he was good. He was real good. Well, guys, that is it. That is all the questions I have. Thank you all for the questions for this Devil May Cry theme Q&A. Had a lot of fun. I'll do another one next month for my Patreons. And even though I for my Patreons, and I'll have the questions and I'll answer all the questions here. It was a lot of fun. Devil May Cry. I love Devil May Cry. The music, the designs. There's even fun facts. There were some things that I wanted to talk about. Like I've heard people ask. Like one of the questions I've heard a lot of people ask is why Dante always wears red. Like why does he wear a red trench coat instead of any other color? He wears red because red in Japan is a heroic color. So he stands out. That lets you know right off he's the hero. So red is a heroic color. So when I found out about that, I was like, okay, that's cool. I love learning new stuff about, especially like cultures and things like that. And the Japanese culture is really cool. I always loved learning about Japanese culture. So it's really cool. I love that. But with Devil May Cry, you're gonna get what you get, and people are gonna love it. Some people may not like the hack and slash type games, but I love it. I love that the series. I love the franchise, and the last one. Visually wise, the last one is probably visually the best looking one. But Devil May Cry is great because it's a triple threat. It mixes great characters, great music, graphics, you name it. So it does it all. Music plays a big role because music can sometimes hurt a video game. But Devil May Cry, music is always on point. It's great. But other than that, guys, you guys take care. I will see you guys next time. And as always, deuces.